Fantom is a fast, high-through, output open-source smart contract platform for digital assets and dApps, or DApps, decentralized apps. And with me is the CEO, Michael Kong, to talk about Fantom and how you got started. So Michael, just to tell me, when did Fantom get created? How did you get started?
Yeah, so Fantom got created in like early 2018. It was one of these projects that did what's known as like an initial coin offering. So it's basically raising funds by selling tokens into the project. And back in 2018, I was running one of Australia's first cryptocurrency hedge funds. And we managed to advise on the ICO for a project that came out of Korea. And then I got a lot more involved after that. So initially I was just like an advisor and helping them out with the ICO, and we helped them set up the legal structure. But then I got a lot more involved to like where I'm in my current position and helping build a team. I helped build a team with developers, with other people. And now the Fantom platform has grown from basically nothing to now a very big platform.
Very big, I know. And I mean, you're worth a few $1 billion, right? I mean, in terms of the company, right? Market capitalization.
Yeah, that's exactly right, yeah.
So, well, tell me about the ecosystem. I mean, the transactions, who are the users, what are the decentralized apps?
Yeah, so the Fantom network is one of the biggest like smart contract platforms out there. And what we mean by smart contracts, we mean being able to execute computer programs that allow people to do P2P transactions. And so the sort of applications you see on Fantom are like decentralized finance applications, applications related to like non-fungible tokens or NFTs, things like metaverses, which is now a word that a lot of people are familiar with, thanks largely to Facebook renaming themselves to Meta, and also like gaming as well. So being able to like create digital items on chain, allow that to be transferable between different people, where they have complete ownership of those digital assets. So you're seeing a lot of those sorts of applications deploy on Fantom, as with like other chains as well.
Yeah, and it's amazing how the technology has changed since 2018. I mean, we're talking about NFTs then and metaverse, and now that's really part of the whole thing. So what are some of the newer applications that you're using?
Yeah, so in the past couple of years, there's been tremendous growth, as I mentioned before, like on DeFi or decentralized finance and NFTs. So, you know, initially crypto was just Bitcoin. It was just used for transferring like one cryptocurrency to another between accounts. It used to be, you know, just like a store of value or a medium of exchange. Now it's a lot more than that. Because of smart contracts, you can program all sorts of different like applications in there related to finance applications, related to gaming, related to even ideas such as like group-based insurance. And so right now, you saw in the past couple of years tremendous growth on DeFi. It started off with not being that much, and now there's like tens of billions of dollars of people transacting on a daily basis and storing, you know, their assets in all sorts of applications where you can like lend and borrow those assets. You can collateralize those assets. You can generate debt-based tokens over those assets. You can do all sorts of like different trading and futures and derivatives, all done in kind of like a peer-to-peer environment. So without using like a middleman or having to go through like kind of like a finance shop or like a big company.
Yeah, and you were kind of early with a lot of this stuff. So where do you see this sector going?
I think we're going to continue to see tremendous growth in, you know, areas that I mentioned before, DeFi, NFTs, but I think there are like a lot of different applications for blockchain technologies that haven't really been explored that much. So for example, the whole idea about group-based insurance. So this is like allowing people to, you know, amongst their friends and their family to kind of pool their resources together, to be able to like self-insure themselves. And so without having to use like a big insurance company, it kind of like reduces the moral hazard of people like overclaiming. It allows people to be accountable to each and every other individual in the ecosystem. And because you don't have like the expense and the bureaucracy of like, say, a big insurance company, you also have like dramatic savings as well. And so in that sort of environment, you should have like lower premiums and kind of more accountability and more transparency. And a lot of this functionality can actually be programmed into these smart contracts. And so that's sort of like a big, like I think like $1 billion idea that I would kind of like to see deployed onto Fantom. But we haven't really seen that yet.
Interesting, yeah, and I hadn't heard of that, so that's an interesting application for blockchain. So how can people find out more about Fantom?
So if you want to find out more about Fantom, please go to our website, fantom.foundation. That has a lot of resources there. That has links to our social media on Twitter, on Discord, on Telegram. That has links about the team, about more technical information about how the Fantom platform works, as well as like a lot of different applications under different sort of categories that you can see and you can play around with as well, and instructions also on how to get connected with the chain. So Fantom.foundation is the resource you want to go to.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael.
No worries. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate the opportunity.